And welcome to another meteorology segment. We're starting things out looking at the NASA GOES lightning mapper. Some heavy lightning here across Oklahoma right now, as well as Minnesota, also western Tennessee. Mexico got quite a bit of lightning here over the past several hours. That's about 6 hours worth of data there from the NASA GOES lightning mapper. Next, we'll look at a real-time lightning map. And here's lightningmaps.org. Quite a bit of lightning around North America right now. Yowzers. And the most active cells, I think, here around Las Cruces. There's a nice line of thunder rolling in there to El Paso. Hey, El Paso. There's thunder rolling in. Also, Ciudad Juarez, the Mexican counterpart to El Paso. Lightningmaps.org is where I go when I hear thunder. And next, looking at a pressure map. Massively low pressure here, as well as some huge gradients in the southern hemisphere. Look at the massive pressure gradient between this high and this low. And this low. Massive pressure gradients there in the South Pacific. Another high out here, and another oddly shaped, very large low here, causing some high seas in the Southern Ocean. We'll get to it in a minute. First, we'll advance this to tomorrow. Here's the European forecast for pressure at tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern Daylight Time. Massive low pressure there south of Australia. Here's a weather.gov map. Again, weather.gov. We'll give you this graphic. We've got some heat warnings and so on. Also some flood watches there. Southern California, Southern Nevada, and in Eastern Virginia. And we've got actually two tropical lows here. This typhoon has been a dud as we forecasted. Here's another low about to strike the Japanese coast. That's not a hurricane or anything like that. I just figured I would show it. We still have the graphic up, and you can see this storm continuing to break up here as there is cold water beneath it. And here you can see this is actually peak wave. Wait a minute. This is significant wave height. So we've got 25-foot waves there off the east coast of Japan. And look at the Southern Ocean. Southern Ocean's got some crazy spots. How about 38-foot waves? Sounds like a great day to not be on a boat in the Southern Ocean around the Antarctican winter. Anyway, here's sea surface temperature anomaly, and you can see all this cold water out here in this area. That will not help to strengthen those storms. It'll indeed weaken the storms. And thank goodness that the Chinese put so many ice cubes in the ocean there. They would be totally screwed if they hadn't done that. Watch yesterday's meteorology segment. We talked all about it. Here are surface winds for the eastern world. And this tropical system out here is much more powerful than this former typhoon. Inna isn't even a hurricane anymore. And some very strong winds in the Southern Ocean once again. A turbulent place south of Australia, in between Australia and Antarctica, is a messy place to be sailing. Western Pacific still showing a backwards jet stream, as well as the central Indian Ocean. Jet stream blowing east to west instead of vice versa. Extremely chaotic jet stream flow in the northern hemisphere, much more coherent in the south. Here are the jets of the western world, all over the place. And now, the jets are all over the place. We've got some nearly north to south and south to north. And also, I would note, I'm going to put a giant C here because convective forces are in charge of the U.S. The jet stream is staying just around the U.S.-Canada border and causing, again, convective forces to be in charge. It's what's causing your turbulent weather if you're seeing some oddities happening. It's because of convective forces as opposed to the jet streams sweeping your weather from west to east. There are the surface winds of the western portion of planet Earth. Here's the Doppler radar, and we've zoomed out to include Alaska for a moment here. Here's the lower 48. Here's what's going on in the cloud layer. It's the 3.9 nanometer radiation map. And for example, you can see weather here moving from east to west around the northern Gulf Coast there. And indeed, the water vapor does corroborate that. You can see the water vapor. What's so good about the water vapor map, folks, is that it shows water vapor that's not even condensed onto clouds. So this gives you great insight into your Doppler radar. So check it out, NASA GOES Interactive Weather Satellite Suite. Here's your recap. There's the Doppler radar. Here's the cloud layer. And there's the water vapor map. And thanks for tuning in to our meteorology segment. Thanks for leaving a comment. Elma Cancio. I've been your host, Dan, a.k.a. smAsho, signing off from the Smash News Network, Least Busted. Name it News.